to the Bell Oil Eco Oil Center. It's the UAAP Season 86, fueling the future. Game number 1. It's the number 1 seed Adams and Baby Falcons versus the number 2 seed 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰 Ballpops. Let's meet our starting lineups. Starting for the Adamson Baby Falcons. At center, number 8, JC Gonzalina. Forward, number 21, Earl Medina. Guard, number 30, Mark Esperanza. And the other forward, number 25, Vince Reyes. And the other guard, number 24, Justin Garcia. The head coach of the Baby Falcons is Mike Vermin. Starting for the 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰 Ballpops. At guard, number 15, 𝔐𝔫𝔦𝔰. The other guard, number 20, Prince Baraka. Forward number 18, Elijah Yusi. And the other forward, number 28, Gam Nepasena. At center, the big man in the middle, number 3, 𝔐𝔞𝔰𝔬𝔞. The head coach of the Ballpops is Kevin DeCastro. Our officials this ball game, Edgar Urbilia, Molly DeLuna, Ayman Ivano, and the reserve, Ian.
The starting 5 for the Adamson Baby Falcons is Garcia, Esperanza, Medina, Reyes, and Gonzalina.
Interesting starting lineup for Coach Mike. Usually Justin Garcia comes off the bench, but this time around I guess Coach Mike really wants to start strong and to steer the Baby Falcons to this win. That's why Justin Garcia, their captain and their leader, will be starting here today.
And Ho will banner the Ballpops as we take a look at our officials, Orpilia, Deluna, and Reyvano. Welcome to game number 1 of the UAAP Season 86 Boys Basketball Tournament. We started our season way back in late November, and here we are in February between the two top teams, the number 1 team versus the number 2 team.
The last stretch, this is what it's all about. You know, the top 2 teams coming here in the final, so it's going to be a clash that we're going to have here today.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's game time.
Here we go. It's 𝔐𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰 versus Reyes in the middle. And first possession goes to the second-seeded Ballpops, who are back in the finals since the days of Ron Tamayo, Kevin Kimbao, and Coach Go with Monteverde.
And again, they had the back-to-back during the time of Ron Tamayo and Kevin Kimbao, but this time around with the departure of those 2 superstars, now we have 𝔐𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰 taking in the reins, and this time starting off hot with those 2, with that team.
And the Adamson Baby Falcons, the top team in terms of offense and defense. They'll be tested daily by these Ballpops. They have a 3 on the way. That's off the front. Gonzalina, Adamson's Mr. Hustle guy, collects that one.
And he was happy about that, getting that offensive rebound from above a much bigger 𝔐𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰 as their leader, Justin Garcia, starting off hot for them.
Garcia ties it all up at 2, a minute into this game number 1. They go to the MVP frontrunner. Back outside to UC, the sharpshooter. UC misfires. 𝔐𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰, the league's leading rebounder, is stripped. It's in the hands of Esperanza. Esperanza, with the spin, decides to put it back out.
That was some good defense there by the Baby Falcons.
This is the layup. Yes, he's perfect from the field in this Final Four matchup. Lead it to Esperanza. This is both teams beating each other out here, Darryl.
Right. But early in this ball game, the NU Ballpops evidently really looking for 𝔐𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰 as he draws the foul against JC Gonzalina in that play. As we know, he has that size advantage, a big size advantage. So it's really up to the Ballpops on how they can utilize it.
This is the 3rd meeting between Coach Mike Vermin and Adamson Baby Falcons versus 𝔐𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰 and the Ballpops. What have you seen What have you observed in those two previous meetings in the elimination round?
Of course, when we started the season, when they clashed, they don't really know how 𝔬𝔬𝔪𝔢 played. That's why he had a monster game. He had 20 points, 28 rebounds, so he was really big for them. And it was a tight ball game. But come second round, Coach Mike did a good job in creating a strategy against Collins. That's why he was only held to like 13 points, but more than that, just 7 attempts.
So as Jared mentioned, first round, Adamson won 63-59. Second round, Baby Falcons won again 87-75. As 𝔬𝔬𝔪𝔢 goes 1 for 2. 2 minutes into this game number 1. We have a festive crowd here inside the Phil Echo Center. Garcia looking to create. He is cut off by 2 defenders. Loses the ball. 𝔐𝔤𝔫𝔦 deciding if he's going to push. Once again, we go to 𝔐𝔬𝔫 inside.
And all times, early points for the Bullpups coming from Collins 𝔐𝔬𝔫. And it may be the story of the ball game for the Bullpups.
Adamson has made only 1 field goal so far in this contest. Medina, can you change that? That jumper's offline.
So far, the Baby Falcons struggling with their offense. Usually, they try to look for Vince Reyes and 𝔬𝔬𝔪𝔢, but so far, Vince Reyes has been really checked.
Reyes looking to create here. He's stripped. Bullpups on the go. It's with UC, burning rubber. And Bullpups will wait for friends. 𝔐𝔬𝔫 still in the backcourt. UC, one of the holdovers from last season, went to the Final Four. 𝔐𝔬𝔫 battling his way for 2.
And with the stare down was Collins 𝔐𝔬𝔫 in that play. Really barreling through Vince Reyes for that shot.
Bullpups are challenging the number 1 team. Here's in the first quarter, 6.5 to go. Esperanza. What a 5 move. That was a sorry miss.
Everything but the shot there for Esperanza. But he needs to be more aggressive too. He needs to get those shots.
Reyes to get to create. And left it short. UC all day to shoot. Too strong. Baby Falcons dodged the bullet with that one. UC is one of the top 3-point shooters in our league. 𝔬𝔬𝔪𝔢, he'll take aim. Got it to go from deep.
And that's a way to create more space down below. Those types of shots, if JC 𝔬𝔬𝔪𝔢 can hit more of those, it'll force Collins 𝔐𝔬𝔫𝔢 to head out.
So that is a matchup we're looking at. 𝔬𝔬𝔪𝔢 looking to keep 𝔐𝔬𝔫 out of the paint while he shoots those jumpers.
That's right. Both on offense and in defense, he needs to push Collins away from the paint too.
𝔐𝔬𝔪𝔢 loses the leather and will go to the other side. Now we have substitutions all the way on both sides.
Look at that replay. Pick and roll. Collins 𝔐𝔬𝔫𝔢 giving so much space for JC 𝔬𝔬𝔪𝔢, and it was just the right decision for JC to take that shot.
𝔬𝔬𝔪𝔢, one of the holdovers from last season. Baby Falcons lost in 2 games against the eventual champions, 𝔑𝔫𝔫𝔦𝔰 Diliman Baby Tamaraws. They're looking to create history in this final series against these Bullpups.
Of course, for the Baby Falcons, we know it was their first final appearance in the last 20 years last year, so I guess they were a little bit more overwhelmed. But come this season, we saw a much different Baby Falcons team, and it's exciting to see how they can deliver the same consistency in this finals game.
𝔬𝔬𝔪𝔢 is fouled. He'll go to the line. A strong move there by 𝔬𝔬𝔪𝔢.
𝔬𝔬𝔪𝔢 just going to be the scrappy player, getting early offensive rebounds for them. That's such a good sign for Coach Mike.
𝔬𝔬𝔪𝔢 is the team's self-declared hustle guy. He loves to do the dirty work for Coach Jeff Napa on your screens and Coach Kevin. Coaching never stops, right, Jano? Never stops.
Never stop, especially in big games like this. You want to calm your players, give them advice, and let them execute the strategy.
1-point lead being enjoyed by the Bullpups. They go once again to their big man. And Gonzalita is stopped with a foul. He cannot lead it.
And that's not a good sign for Coach Mike. That's JC Gonzalita's second foul. And as we know, he's been bringing the energy this early for them. So for him to sit at the bench with foul trouble, that's not a good sign.
So in replace of Gonzalita, we have Allen Perez. Also a towering big man, but I'm sure he can't over-tower Akowe in the middle.
And just like that too, Coach Mike decides and opts to go to a 2-3 zone to just try to cramp the middle against 𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬
Ball is still alive for the Bullpups.
And the hard work pays off for the Bullpups. 4 offensive rebounds on that play. And finally, 𝔂𝔂 gets it to go.
Alfanta was 0 for 8 against the Baby Tamaras in the Final Four. And he's aggressive early here.
And if you look at that replay, first miss, 𝔂𝔂 gets it, tries to put it in, misses, gets it back, and finally gets the shot to go in.
So let's see how the Baby Falcons will score, because the last 4 points came from Gonzalita. Carrillo to Perez. That is blocked.
That was a well-executed play, but Perez needs to go harder. He needs to get that contact and brace for it to make that shot.
Tolman is now with Chad Cartel. Let's see if the zone defense is bothering these Bullpups. Tolman overcooks the 3.
The zone's working well for the Baby Falcons.
Carrillo, nice fake, and he will go to the line to shoot 2.
That was such a great up fake, getting almost 3 people to jump on that play. Look at that, Perez. Get great shot by Carrillo, and that smart, mature thinking of up faking with his defenders.
We have 𝔍𝔞𝔦𝔰 coming in. You know, let's go back to that defense by the Baby Falcons. They know that the Bullpups are the best team in points to paint, best rebounding team. And how do you like so far their defense in the first couple of possessions?
For the Bullpups so far, they've been really effective in their one-on-one defense. Of course, as we know, these talented guards of the Baby Falcons really execute their handoffs well, their pick and rolls. That's how they start their offense. So that's a lot of one-on-one defense on the defensive end. And so far, the Bullpups really bringing in that energy.
Adamson really got the steal. Adamson on this side of the floor. They're showing the zone defense. Alfanta, 𝔂𝔂, one-handed shot, just gets the bounce.
Gets the lucky bounce in was 𝔂𝔂. As we know, he was big for them in that Final Four game. When there was a time in that 4th quarter where FEU tried to make a run, their last run, and 𝔂𝔂 just shut them down with that 3-pointer.
Garcia. Backhand layup won't work. Alfanta racing down the court. There's one guy to beat. 𝔂𝔂 close the layup.
That was great transition defense for O'Malley in that play.
Bayon looking for the captain. Garcia, 2-man game with Bayon. Nice play by the DC players.
Perfectly executed pick and roll play, Justin Garcia and Bayon, that sequence.
Coming up on 2 minutes left in the opening period of game number 1. We go to Palaka, overshot it.
And so far, really, the zone has been highly effective for the Baby Falcon.
It's that pick and roll game once again, but this time that is foiled by 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢 from behind.
Much bigger 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢 and Palangka in that play. As you look at that, pick and roll execution to perfection. Talking about Garcia and Abalon in that play.
You know you love those pick and roll passes, Jano. Yeah, I know you like those passes.
Pick and rolls excite the hell out of me.
Yes. Yes, again. He will challenge the defense, but 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢 again, the block from behind.
And of course, as we know, Vince Reyes coming off a 23-point outing in their Final Four game, hitting all his baskets, but this time around, I'm sure he's so eager to get that first basket in.
Shot clock down to 8 for Reyes. Reyes, he looked at the clock. 𝔐𝔫𝔤, back to Reyes. That big and goal game.
And that's how Adamson runs their offense. They love those handoffs and ball screens, and they execute it perfectly because they're so unselfish with the ball.
They're the top team in terms of assists during the elimination round, and they showed you exactly that in basket possessions as the baton misfires. 𝔐𝔫𝔤 is ahead of the pack. Down to the final minute here in the first. Bayon Hadnatusha decides to exhibit patience. Nice bounce back. Another great pass inside for Reyes.
Basketball can't get any more beautiful than that. Pick and roll play, sharing the rock, extra pass for that easy two down below.
Baby Falcons have been dissecting the Bo-Pop's defense in the last few possessions.
And also getting stopped through that 2-3 zone, and that's why Coach Kevin already is putting 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢 to check back in.
About a 6-second differential between the two clocks. We have a foul on the pass. But Jana, explain to us why this is such a beautiful pass.
Look at that ball screen, tight pass, pocket pass, and another extra pass to Vince Reyes down below. They're playing that offense to perfection, you know, really creating those gaps, seeing those gaps, and sharing the rock.
Anderson has been an 8-0 run pass here in the tail end of the first.
Vince Reyes getting his first basket to go in. Just like that, 5 assists already for the Baby Falcon.
Down to the last 5 seconds here. Palangka. Tough finish for Vince Palangka.
And Palangka just using his height advantage over Vince Reyes down below as we end the quarter. 16-13 for the NU. Trying to spot his teammates of the future.
Roy has been watching these last few games of Adamson. I knew he was here during the last game of the elimination round.
And that's a treat for these baby Falcons. You know, after the game, I'm sure Roy would like give them some advice on how to improve and how to be more mature in playing.
Second quarter underway here for game number 1 between the number 1 ranked Adamson Baby Falcons and the second seed NUNS Bullpups. Yes, can't connect on the 3.
Yeah, that was another open shot. But prior to that last shot by NU Bullpups, the Adamson Baby Falcons were on an 8-0 run.
Usopp gets the bucket to drop.
And that's the advantage Bullpups have with 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰 there. He can facilitate that offense against a 2-3 zone.
The score is 16-15. Adamson up by 1. They had a slow start, but here they are ramping it up. Garcia looking to pass. Tough angle over a 𝔍𝔬𝔪𝔢.
And that confidence by 𝔑𝔞𝔫𝔦𝔬𝔢 to go against 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰, challenging him, and that take was easily answered back by 𝔑𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰 with a quick basket.
The pace is slowly picking up here in the second period.
And it's so nice to see how these players know when it's time to run and when it's time to set up your offense.
Garcia goes back door and he is fouled by a 𝔍𝔬𝔪𝔢.
Great backdoor play as you look at this. 𝔑𝔞𝔫𝔦𝔬𝔢 just using his speed advantage and going reverse against 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰 on that play, but right off the bat answered by 𝔑𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰 for that position.
At the line is Justin Garcia, the team captain of the Baby Falcons, one of the, I believe, 4 graduating players on the side of Adamson.
Justin Garcia has been really consistent for them all throughout this season.
The kid from San Fernando, Pampanga. This is the first. You know, interestingly, his nickname is called Tebol, but, you know, I asked him before the game, ano ba Justin o Tebol? And he said, actually, in Tebol, pangkasar lang sa kanya yun. One of his titos really gave him that nickname because, you know, he was sleeping, we found him sleeping, and then there was a mark on his head, on his forehead, and from then on, Tebol. Now, currently, he got thinking, ano ba talaga gusto pa anak ko para sa basketball career ko? So now it's Justin Garcia.
Wow,
and here is Justin.
Oh, what a story Justin Garcia has, and how much has he evolved in his UAAP juniors career? As we look at that replay, you know, Esperanza tapping the ball, and here Justin Garcia, look at that, he went under the arms of his defender, and so he was able to draw that foul.
Garcia is one of the, I believe, 7 players from last year's finals run. The core of Adamson is still intact as Garcia misses again from the line. Coach 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰 looking on. Garcia said last season they were a bit overwhelmed with the intensity of the finals. And Jaro, we talked about this pre-game. Iba talaga pag-finals, diba?
That's right. Iba yung feeling, mas malaki yung pressure because again, you've been working hard your whole season long and you're finally in the final stage of the season, and so you don't want your hard work to go in vain.
Different kind of defense being deployed by the Baby Falcons here. Araka decided not to pass to a cutting Cartel. Cartel is called for traveling.
Lifting his pivot foot there on that play, that's why he was called for a travel.
2 minutes into the second period. As we see monitoring the Adamson Lady Falcons. And volleyball season is just around the corner. That will happen later this month. Miley off-balance shot does not find the bottom of the net.
Great effort there by 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢 trying to chase the ball and gain another possession for the BB Falcons.
Alfanta. This is what you want to see from Macback, especially without McCovey on the floor. Somebody has to put some points on the scoreboard.
Right, someone, as we see, King Falcon, Jerome Lastimosa in the house, to support these BB Falcons.
Jerome in a concerned look. And our colleague, 𝔘𝔫𝔦𝔦𝔱𝔢𝔏 Castillo, also in attendance.
But of course, going back to Alfanta, to your point, he really needs to be aggressive here, especially with 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰 not on the floor, because he's one of their focal point in their offense, especially when he penetrates and uses his strong body against his defender.
Back to the team's second leading scorer behind McCovey. 11 points per game.
So far today, pretty good start for Alfanta. 5 points across the game to go with 4 rebounds.
Sahili. Mari, back to Sahili. Sahili, 15-footer is good.
And what about Sahili? He's been aggressive at the start of this ball game. Earlier with that reverse layup, this time that middle jumper.
Alfanta wants a screen from Solomon. Macback has been aggressive, but that is swallowed. A terrific stop there by Medina.
Well, I didn't see that coming from Medina. I thought he switched mans with Vince Reyes on that play, but he still went for that help defense and getting that chase down block.
Shot clock at 9 for NUNS, but there's a whistle. This is the ball with being inbounded. It's a foul on Sahili.
And in case anyone's wondering why 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰 is on the bench for the most part in this first half, and it's because he has 2 personal fouls already. As we see Joshua Hierro also in the house to support. So lots of senior players in attendance today to support their high school players.
We have a defensive foul called on Sidney Roma on the screen. It's a Sunday, everyone's out. Just drive by to the Fairlawn Center, and what's the two best high school teams going at it?
Right, again, these 2 teams ranked first and second after elimination, so it's a big clash.
So it's 21-18 here. 6:45 to play in the second. Reyes with the post moves. He got his own miss. But there's a whistle underneath. Defensive foul on Vince Reyes. So Reyes will have to take a seat. 6:38 left here in the second. Now, what to make of this change up in the defensive lines, and they've gone from a shooting zone here to this more pressure style defense.
Right, they want to rush the offense on the ball box, and really there's so much just wait for 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰. So this time around with him on the floor, they're opting to go to a man-to-man defense.
Alfanta has the ball set up between his fingers. You're exactly right. The change in defense has really caused a problem for the Bulldogs. Still, it's just a 3-point game. It goes to the guy who's been looking to score here for his half, Alfanta. Top at 10. Turn it down. Alfanta wide open. Alfanta goes to 3.
That was a rare 3-pointer from Alfanta, but this time around he had confidence to take it because no one was in front of it, and he also sinks it.
And you're right, doesn't shoot a lot of these, but he was wide open. He was able to knock it down. Kamani, that was an errant pass. And fell into the hands of AdU.
This is communication from these 2 players. You look at that replay. Just when we saw that the Falcons was playing perfect into perfection. Here we have like an escape pass to Alfanta for the 3.
Alfanta has been playing superb here. 8 points, 3 out of 6 from the field. Remember last game,
Smash against Coach Kevin and Coach Mike with all the substitutions.
Like quick substitutions.
and I'm sure both coaches had to adjust the game plans. Now with Akobe out of the picture momentarily. Malangka is called for the travel. Coach Kevin Castro on the side and asking his team to slow it down just a bit. Coming up on the halfway mark here in the second period. And what a fine drive there. CJ O'Malley gets the deuce.
On a move there, off a spin move and using that twist on the ball. That was good technicals.
Alfanta, 2 threes here in game 1.
And coming off a 0 out of 8 from their last game, here we have him with 2 threes already across his name. Guess he heard you, Yo-Yo.
And what a bounce back performance so far. You're lining it up. 𝔘𝔫𝔦𝔰, he will answer.
Wow, what a matchup. And what a game we have here today. So lots of lead changes. But look at that spin.
And the both Bucks looking to win it all once again since 2020. The days of 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢, Kevin Kimbao. Now they have a new star in 𝔐𝔞𝔪𝔢 who scores.
Collins, after 7 straight points early in the first quarter, finally cracks the basket in the second quarter, now with 9 points.
Medina, roll the feed inside to 𝔐𝔞𝔪𝔢, and he will go to the line.
That was a great no-look pass from Medina, who, if you look at the three-play first with Collins 𝔐𝔞𝔪𝔢, just using his size advantage over a much smaller Abayo in that play.
𝔐𝔞𝔪𝔢 is one of the holdovers from last season. And this season for the Baby Falcons, no Matt Edding, Peter Rosillo, those were the stars of the Baby Falcons last season. But a lot of players have stepped up in the wake of the graduation of those seniors. And what a run by these Falcons so far in season 86.
More than that,
Father Adrian Suan and Sir Nico Haliga are season Signal TV Sports content head.
going back to the Baby Falcons, as we know that championship experience is there. Of course, they know how it feels like to play in this stage, so they can use that to their advantage against the Bullpups.
But I think by UC.
Smart move by UC for that up pick, and he was planning to pass that, but when he saw Medina jumping, he decided to take the shot and draw the foul.
Right, UC, 19 years old. This is his final season with the Bullpups. You know, during the time the last NU championships, during the days of You know, Tamayo, he was in Team D. You know, as see the pair of new recruits by the Falcons. Those who can't wait to get it all for season 87 and beyond.
I'm sure they're excited and they want to sort of get a feel of what Philippine basketball atmosphere is.
You know, but talking about UC, he was inspired by watching, you know, guys like Jerry Abadjano winning that championship, and he wants to win a championship for NU.
And he has a big chance here.
Carrillo would want to shoot. Carrillo beats the buzzer.
All about Carrillo hitting that three-pointer. And he's starting to get hot. He hit that earlier jumper, and this time around getting that three-pointer to go in.
There's some extracurricular activities underneath. I believe that is a foul against the Adamson Baby Falcons.
Got trying to hold and prevent the pass against 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰. But you can only do too much against a much bigger guy.
𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰 ended the elimination round with 96.7 statistical points. This MVP frontrunner as we look at Commissioner's Row. Commissioner Munad with also Commissioner Coach Marvin Benvenida. He's 18 years of age, talking about 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰. He's going to be a monster for a very long time for NU.
Of course, having one more year for the juniors division, I'm sure he'll adapt. So he's already adapting well, but he'll continue to evolve his game and perhaps develop a new skill or two in the coming years.
Under 3 minutes left here in the first half. In a back and forth second period, as Garcia trying to challenge two defenders. Ball is slapped out of bounds. Jeff Napa, the head coach of the Bulldogs. But before he became a head coach in the senior sense, he made a living as a head coach of the Bullpups, leading a bunch of championships for this school.
Right, I always had to go up against Coach Jeff back in my high school days, and it was a terror. The likes of Hubert Cani, Mike Dyke, he had such an incredible program. And what about Carrillo? All his 7 points coming in this second quarter, and just like that, the Adamson Baby Falcons are up by 4. That he's been on a tear in the second quarter. 7 points already, all of the second quarter for him.
He has not missed 3 out of 3 from the field is Carrillo.
Yeah, check that. 9 points already for him.
Second quarter turnovers have been a problem for NU, and this has been the cause of their demise in their first 2 meetings in the elimination round. Right, Jano?
Right, and they need to take care of their turnovers because, as we know, the Adamson Baby Falcons are one of the best in converting points off turnovers.
All is stopped. It's with 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰. Bullpups are running 3-on-2 fast break. It's with UC hang time.
Just like that, off a timeout, 4-0 run to tie the ball game for the Bullpups.
Bullpup says, kaya rin nila mag-turnover points. Yes. He's stripped by 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰. 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰. They go to their big man, 𝔐𝔬𝔫. Sees 3 defenders in the paint, 𝔐𝔬𝔫. We have a technical foul because that is a flop on 𝔐𝔬𝔫. That is the call right now. That is what our officials and coaches are discussing. That flop. The initial call was a technical foul because you see there our referee with a hand signal, technical foul and a flop. So it is official. That is a technical foul for faking a foul.
It's been a new rule that has been implemented just a few years ago. Of course, as we know, as the game developed, there are little intricacies that you can get away with, but this time around, just the referees doing a great job in implementing all these rules.
And I don't blame J.R. Abayon because if I was J.R. Abayon, I would swap multiple. I would be called for a lot of technical fouls and trying to guard the hallway.
Right. I mean, 𝔐𝔬𝔪𝔢 could be twice his size. But what a treat it is also for the guys like Abayon and Vince Reyes to go up against guys like 𝔐𝔬𝔪𝔢. It can get them ready when they enter the seniors division. Because as we know, the size difference from seniors and juniors division is just really big.
And that is probably one of the most underrated things of going to college. Pag-tuktok mo ng college, ang laki pa rin ng mga kalaban mo.
Right. More than that, there's a lot more adjustments. More than the size, it's also the speed and the strength of the players.
So that 𝔍𝔬𝔪𝔢 free throw has made it a 3-point advantage for the Bullpups. A minute left here in the first half. Oh, that jumper was such a good-looking jumper for 𝔐𝔬𝔪𝔢.
And 𝔐𝔬𝔪𝔢, that's what he's known for. He's known for his shooting, but this time around showing us that he also has that step back.
Baby Battles are back in that zone. 𝔐𝔬𝔪𝔢 working his way in the paint. And 2 more for 𝔐𝔬𝔪𝔢.
𝔐𝔬𝔪𝔢 has been unstoppable this quarter. 9 points already for all in the second quarter for him. So look at that drop step pivot, just using his size.
Finals, game number 1 between Adamson and NUNS. 𝔐𝔬𝔪𝔢 with 16 points, missing only 1 field goal so far, Jara.
Right, 7 out of 8 here in the first half for him. And in their last game in the second round, he only had 7 attempts in total.
Bullpups are on a 9-2 run here.
Baby Falcons, if they want to stop Collins, they gotta do early work against him and push him out of the paint.
Always switches to the other side. 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢's looking for him. Now he attacks 𝔍𝔞𝔪 with the left hand.
And 𝔍𝔞𝔪 smiling after the play. Everyone thought he was going to drop it off to call it a forward, but deciding last minute to take that layup.
Medina is fouled while taking a jump shot with 1 second left.
And the coaching staff is not happy, but they're definitely happy with this 𝔍𝔞𝔪 layup.
Almost an offensive foul too, because his offhand
Was there.
went to that a little more to the side. That was an offensive foul.
Sorry, a little more contact there would have been an offensive foul. But going back to that play, the coaching staff not happy on that 𝔑𝔂 Alfanta foul, because you don't foul a three-point shooter. That's a big no-no in basketball. And more than that, it's towards the end of the quarter where you're actually making a run.
So our referees will review if if it's a landing spot foul, you know, because Medina was taking a jump shot. Also double checking the time. It's a tough angle on the sequence on your upper left hand on your screens. Also, if it's a 2 or a 3.
I guess it's clearly a 3, but it's the landing spot that I think they're double checking too, because if it's a landing spot foul, then that's going to be big. Three free throws plus a possession.
So we're just waiting for the final decision, final details here rather. So indeed the time was readjusted. Now it's 2.6. And Medina is at the line. He will be one of the leaders of this team once the likes of Garcia and Reyes graduates. And our attorney 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰, our UAAP Executive Director. So 3 free throws for Medina, 2 for 2 right now.
And Medina is a guy that needs to get it going in this ball game. It's only his first points.
After 3 free throws by Medina, we have a timeout on the floor. Massive atmosphere inside the Phil on Echo Center in San Juan. The crowd is alive and well for game number 1 between the Adamson Baby Falcons and the National University Lazarus School of Bullpups. There's a steal, and the heave was no good. So at the end of the first 20 minutes of play in game number 1,
6 seasons, those that win game 1 eventually end up winning the championship. And more than that, if we extend it to 10 years, the last 8 out of 10 teams that won game 1 won the crown. So it's really important to win this game.
So third quarter underway. We are live on the Filipinas Live app, available for Filipinos everywhere. Also on the Unity Varsity channel, Signal TV channel 263, and on Love Sports. You can even catch the replay of this game at 7 p.m. on the Varsity channel later on today. Third quarter underway. Medina misfires from deep.
And the Bullpups need to be careful this quarter because, as we know, in their last game, it was the big run by the Baby Falcons in the third quarter that that gave them the win, 27-9 in that last game.
We saw at the beginning of this ballgame, 𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬 was tasked to guard 𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬. We're seeing that same trend, so to speak, right now. But what we want to see more from the Baby Falcons to try to contain the MVP frontrunner.
I'd like them to do such early work against 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰 to really push him outside, but still 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰, despite him getting pushed outside, really setting up his teammates, but also a good read on 𝔑𝔫𝔦𝔰, cutting down below in that open lane.
Garcia, it's with Carillo, leading the score of the Baby Falcons in that first half with 9. A minute into this third period. Gonzalita shot a 3 earlier, can't make it 2. 𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬 with a football pass, ends up with UC. 𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬 outside his 3-point shooter, and UC knows what to do with the basketball.
And 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰, after being aggressive right off the halftime, Coach Mike decides to double him every time he touches the ball, but him really recognizing it and seeing the open man, setting up his 2 teammates in that back-to-back possession.
Carillo cannot answer. Here we go. Bullpups trying to make a convincing run here in the middle of the third period. 𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬 spins inside. Too big, too strong.
Just like that. What a way to start the second half for the AdU Bullpups. Look at that. 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰 from the outside. He can do it too, off a spin move and laying it in, and that's why
Jason Castro watching the next generation of Philippine basketball stars.
And who knows, we might actually see him also coach one of these days, and that's definitely gonna be a treat for all these young kids who will learn from him.
AdU has been on a tear, 18-5 run in the last 4 minutes and counting. And this is big job because in their second round meeting, it was Adamson who made a significant run. In the third period, they won that period 27-9. And here you can bet that Coach Kevin, Coach Jeff really implored their team to watch out for the third quarter.
That's right. I'm sure Coach Kevin told them that we need to start strong because that last game, third quarter by the Baby Falcons cannot happen in this all-important ball game.
Esperanza, shot clock now, entering danger zone. Fortunately for Adamson, there's a foul.
Back-to-back fouls in the same possession for the Bullpups. We also see Coach Nash Rosella. I'm sure he's happy to see how these players have evolved and showcasing their skills and perhaps recruit some players going through the senior division.
Yeah, Coach Nash has been religious watching Adamson High School basketball games. Reyes Shows off the moves that can't buy a bucket. Baraka looking to push. 𝔑𝔞𝔪𝔢 asking for it, pleading for it. They go to the other side. Now it's 𝔑𝔞𝔪𝔢 versus 𝔬𝔤𝔢. 𝔑𝔞𝔪𝔢. This is Esperanza. This is his forte. There's a stoppage in the action because 𝔑𝔞𝔪𝔢 is down.
Seems to be holding on to his shoulder right now, and he's definitely in pain. Look at that replay. Good help defense by Vince Reyes.
I think it was landing. Really did it for 𝔑𝔞𝔪𝔢. Tough ball.
Landed elbow first.
Walking on his own power, so that's a good sign. Everyone looking on their MVP candidate. So that's something we'll keep an eye on. Collins 𝔑𝔞𝔪𝔢 hurt his shoulder on the floor. Warning was assessed to the bench of NU. I guess they were asking the ref to stop the action earlier because 𝔑𝔞𝔪𝔢 was down. Esperanza looking to create some magic here. Gonzalita gets it to go. Wide open lead for DC Gonzalita.
And finally, the Baby Falcons stopping the 7-0 start of the NU Bulldogs.
Gonzalita hit a three way back in the first half. Ball is down, tapped out, and will stay where the boys in blue. Gonzalita with 6 points so far. As 𝔑𝔞𝔪𝔢 Alfanta re-enters the ballgame. He provided a lot of firepower when 𝔑𝔞𝔪𝔢 was in foul trouble. Shot clock is at 7. Somebody has to get busy. Roma can't get it off the glass. Esperanza, he likes the open floor. 3-on-2 fast break. And look at the hang time. Look at the finish by Earl Medina.
Earl Medina, this guy, I said, needs to get his game going. And just like that, getting the foul counted basket, going hard against UC in that play. Look at that elevation and just using his length. This guy is a lengthy player. He's really stretching his arms there for that layup.
Earl Medina at the line. Team captain Justin Garcia said, you know, Medina has that leadership qualities for next season. Very vocal on and off the court, even in practice. He'll be one of the stars for sure for season 87. In the meantime, Bullpups looking to score here. They have a whistle, they have a traveling violation on the Niger UC.
And Earl Medina doing it on both ends after that foul counted or 3-point play earlier, and this time forcing that turnover against UC.
So this is the test for Adamson. NU came out with a huge uppercut, so to speak, to start this period. Let's see how the Baby Falcons will respond. Reyes asking for space. He wants 𝔑𝔞𝔪𝔢. Now it's with Medina from deep. Off to the side. Back, right. That is a traveling infraction on 𝔑𝔞𝔪𢢢.
𝔑𝔞𝔪𢢢 knew he traveled in that play. He wasn't happy after that play.
5-4 to play here in the third. Gonzalita, he hit 2 threes, that time catches air. 𝔑𝔞𝔪𢢢 looking to push. He is the team captain. Back-to-back turnovers for 𝔬𝔬𝔪𝔢. 𝔘𝔫𝔬𝔢 all alone for the easiest layup we will have this afternoon.
And points off turnovers, that's what the Baby Falcons does best. Now into a 7-0 run in the last 1 minute and 40 seconds.
It's been a game of runs and counter runs. How will the Bullpups respond? 𝔑𝔞𝔪𝔢, can he stop the bleeding? Yes, he can. The basket plus a foul.
And a much needed basket. I call it 𝔑𝔞𝔪𝔢, but look at that replay. Great anticipation by Esperanza leading to this 𝔬𝔬𝔪𝔢 fast break play. And just when the Bullpups see the point, they call it 𝔑𝔞𝔪𝔢 to do the work, getting that foul and basket.
Colin 𝔑𝔞𝔪𝔢, he had a very quiet output the last time these two teams met. 13 points of 4 out of 7 field goals. You can bet it has been a talking point for the NU coaching staff to reintegrate him into the offense for this final series.
Most definitely, especially because he has that advantage over the big men of the Baby Falcons.
Reyes sees an opening and maximizes it.
It's Reyes. He's just a scorer for the Baby Falcons. Taking his time and seeing that there's a gap and using his speed advantage against 𝔑𝔬𝔪𝔢 that play.
𝔑𝔞𝔪� looking to post up Reyes. Finds 𝔑𝔬𝔬𝔪𝔢, always stay with NS.
What a third quarter we have here, Yo-Yo. As we know, the Bullpups started with a 7-0 run, answered with a 7-0 run by the Baby Falcons, and now we're all square, 9-9 in this third break.
You know, answering a run is really a hard thing to do, right, Jara? You know, the emotions of a game. It's hard to get you mentally prepared for the swings and moves. As we have a whistle underneath. Pushing foul against the Baby Falcons just as the ball was set to be inbounded.
Tristan Garcia could be playing mind games against Colin 𝔑𝔞𝔪� there.
Shot clock at 10. Trying to look for 𝔑𝔞𝔪𝔢. Instead, it's been Klein 𝔬𝔬𝔪𝔢. What rims it? Garcia pushes ahead, but the pass had too much sauce on it.
Had the right intentions, but just a little too strong. But interesting right now, the Baby Falcons are opting to go to a 3-guard lineup in 𝔬𝔬𝔪𝔢, Esperanza, and Justin Garcia.
Look at Reyes batting 𝔑𝔞𝔪𝔢 inside. 𝔬𝔬𝔪𝔢 will challenge 𝔑𝔑𝔞𝔪� to no avail.
It's too big, Colin 𝔑𝔞𝔪�. Now with 22 points across his name.
I love the effort of 𝔬𝔬𝔪𝔢 though. But 𝔑𝔬𝔪� was just too big on that last possession as we have a traveling infraction. Let's revisit that. 𝔑𝔬𝔪𝔢 just using his height, overpowering his defenders. The technical foul was issued on Adamson bench. Technical foul on 𝔑𝔬𝔪𝔢 and 𝔬𝔬𝔪𝔢. Sorry, it was not on the bench. There was an mini altercation between 𝔬𝔬𝔪𝔢 and 𝔑𝔬𝔪𝔢.
Called for taunting.
And these were the same two players who went head-to-head mid-air just a few moments ago. So now that we've had that all sorted out, action resumes. 3:52 remaining here in the third. Palanca escapes the defense.
That was a beautiful play by the NU Bullpups. They used 𝔑𝔞𝔪𝔢 to seal the lane down below for the pick and roll play, leaving 𝔑𝔬𝔪 wide open.
Garcia a little bit too fancy. Infanta, the ball went ahead without him. Reyes pushes the brakes. Abayon had the notion. Instead, it's with Garcia. Garcia with a fake. Abayon, he will go to the line. What a fake and a stop by Garcia that led to these Abayon free throws.
Great setup there. But look at that. 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰 just setting a screen before that help defense for the wide open Palangka layup. Great setup by Cartel.
Abayon is at the line. That's the first. Adamson has been shooting the free throws relatively well. 70% so far in this ball game. Fine with 3 points so far.
And something that the Baby Falcons have to realize here is that the goal pops are on penalty, and we still have a little less than 3 minutes remaining, so they need to take advantage of that.
Palangka misses the gimme, but guess who's there? It's 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰.
Great cleanup job there for 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰.
Aside from leading the league in rebounds, he's also the best in terms of offensive rebounds are about 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢. And 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢 met that ball at the apex, but he was called for goaltend.
Great aggressive move by Palangka, just missing it, but luckily 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰 was there to clean up his mess. This time around, Umali just trying to get that layup in. Good help defense for 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰, but luckily Umali had the ball hit the board before that block.
It's been a David versus Goliath, Umali versus 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰 here. We have a foul against the Baby Falcons. They've been trying their best to contain 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰 here. Foul on the team captain, Justin Garcia. Garcia is on his second finals appearance, together with a handful of Baby Falcons. They're trying to win it all here. Their second straight finals appearance. Shot clock at 8. Cartel looking for a friend. And he is called for too many steps. Wolfpack still up by 5.
In that possession, that's already the 15th turnover by the Bullpups.
Bench points so far relatively equal between these two clubs. As Medina misses. 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰 looking to push here. Trying to set up 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰 quickly. Instead, it's Alpanta from deep. Too strong. Cartel. Jump pass to 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰. Minute and 30 remaining. And here in the third. 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰 with 3. Cartel, does he know the time? And a traveling infraction. Our officials have made that an emphasis all season long here, Jaro.
That's right, they've been really catching a lot of those travels, those carries. So good job and kudos to these referees. But going back to that previous possession, you gotta love the effort of the Baby Falcons. Their closeouts, their help, defense was just really on point. That's why they forced that turnover. As we look at that, 16 turnovers right now for the NU Bullpups compared to just 7 for the Baby Falcons.
The Baby Falcons love feasting on those turnovers. Oh, that was a sorry miss from 𝔐𝔞𝔬𝔦𝔰.
He pulled off the bench is 𝔐𝔞𝔬𝔦𝔰. But it was a good setup by Justin Garcia.
A minute left in what has been a competitive third period. Alpanta, there's action underneath. We have a foul. Garcia can't believe it.
That's his third personal foul, and all his fouls coming in the last few minutes of this quarter. Just really trying to get Solomon out of the paint was Justin Garcia, but got called holding there.
Well, you have experiences on switches, on mismatches, trying to guard bigger players. Is there what to do and what not to do when guarding bigger players, such as that time Garcia versus Solomon?
There's really no exact rule, but you gotta use your body against their lower body, because all the strength is usually down below. Especially if you're small, your gravity, your center of gravity is a lot stronger compared to these big men. So you really need to use your lower body.
It's good advice for young players, short players. Back to the action with 40 seconds left here in the third. Solomon has it, Palanta rather. 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢 has a peck in his step. Alfanta leaves it back to 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢. Can't drill a three. Clock recycled to 14. Off balance, shot does not work. Another possession for the Bullpups. 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢 takes aim, bullseye!
And he locked it. He's been looking for his three-point shot and finally getting it to go in.
Biggest lead of the ball game at 10 for NUNS as 𝔐𝔫𝔦𝔰 beat the third quarter buzzer.
What a way to end the quarter. Good sense of mind by 𝔐𝔫𝔦𝔰, knowing how many
Garcia and Adamson Baby Falcons. Or will it be the Bullpups? This is game number 1 between Adamson and NUNS. We're live inside the field of NL Center in San Juan. And it has been a back and forth affair, but NU getting that slight edge in the last 2 quarters, Dara.
After the Adamson Bay Falcons won the first quarter, it's the NU Bullpups that dominated the second and third, winning those quarters by 5 and 6 points respectively. But here we have Esperanza setting up Gonzalida in that last possession in case you missed it, for that quick 2 to start the quarter.
It's been an eventful first 3 periods. Who will come out on top? As you can spend your Sunday afternoon watching game number 1 of the UAAP Season 86 Boys Basketball Finals. The lead was as high as 10 points earlier after the 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢 3. But the Falcons have responded here with 4 points. Alfanta. It's with UC. Did he left the floor? That's what the Adamson bench was trying to make their case. But ball is good, says our official. And we play on.
Lucky escape there by UC, leading to the Palanta 2.
And a huge triple from Earl Medina.
Much needed 3 to boost the confidence and energy also. And look at that. 𝔬𝔤𝔬𝔦 just hounding 𝔘𝔫𝔦𝔦, forcing that offensive play, but let's look at that replay. You see almost a turnover, but that's a close one. But luckily ended up with Palanca for the two.
Medina with the answer.
Medina has been looking for the three-point shot. He's one of the best, if not the best shooter for the Baby Falcons.
Going back to AC, you know, you would know dyan, basta pag hindi tinawag ng referee, tuloy lang.
Tuloy lang.
And speaking of calls, we have a call underneath. You know, it's been a war zone down in that shaded area, Daryl.
Look at that, what a matchup. JC Gonzalez versus 𝔬𝔬𝔦𝔰. I've been enjoying watching them bang bodies down the low this whole game.
Murillo will inbound with 14 on the shot clock. Minute into this fourth period, Esperanza leads it to Gonzalez. Back up top by Akowe, but once again, that is a goaltend called on 𝔬𝔬𝔦𝔰.
Well, what about that setup by Esperanza? Look at that. Making everyone as if he'll take the shot, and it was just actually a setup for Gonzalez.
Garcia led that pass, but it will stay in the hands of the Bullpups.
And look at that, field goal shooting, 56% compared to 46 in favor of the NU Bullpups. And that's because most of their points are coming from down below with Palanca, Solomon, 𝔬𝔬𝔦𝔰, and Nepasena.
Referees will take a second look at that last sequence. But Gerald, to your point, 56% shooting for the Bullpups. Why is Adamson still in this? What are they doing well here? The NU side. And both sides are witnessing tremendous action.
And what a...
Yeah, this is just a game one, Daryl.
That's right, what a treat it is for them to witness such a battle. The top two teams, high school teams in the country, and it could be also in the country.
So after after a challenge successful for the Adamson Baby Falcons, as we see Attorney Reto Sinisa and Nico Lili as content head on Signal TV. The ball ends up with Adamson. They can tie here or cut it to 1. Garcia leaves it to Esperanza, whips a pass to Medina. Front rims it. Akowe corrals another rebound. Eight and a half here in the fourth. Sidney Roma to Akowe. Sees the time. Battles his way inside to Gonzalez. That is a traveling call on him, and Gonzalez in full elation as he drew a turnover on Akowe.
He loves it. You gotta love the energy that Gonzalez brings in for the Baby Falcons.
Garcia receives the screen. Garcia, Medina, back out to Carrillo from deep. Still can tie this ball game.
And three-point shooting has not been so good for the Baby Falcons today. Just in a 17% clip compared to their usual average of 32 in their elimination rounds.
And
fact, they're the #1 3-point field goal percentage team.
This is all part of the game, the passing, the drive and kick. This is all part of their system used by Coach Mike Fermin. But the shots have not been falling so far. They still have 7 minutes and 40 seconds here. Akowe sees a lot of defenders, leads it to 𝔑𝔞𝔪𝔢.
Pass by 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢. Interestingly, he's actually the leading passer for the NU Bullpups in this game with 4 assists.
Well, what broke by Akowe, those passes to open teammates that he was not really comfortable with, especially in the first round. And now it's part of his game, and his teammates now are ready for those passes. Talk about for 𝔑𝔞𝔪𝔢, for those kickouts to 𝔘𝔫𝔦𝔬𝔫.
And for the NU community, that's such a treat because if your big man is quick to adapt and learn these skills, what more in the coming years?
So 2 misses at the line for 𝔑𝔞𝔪𝔢. Medina for the tie. No, 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢 has been working. Blood, sweat, and tears for JC 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢 as he's batting 𝔍𝔞𝔪� inside.
And that's 𝔍𝔞𝔪�'s 4th personal foul. But look at that replay. Just 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢 at the right place at the right time. And he goes for the ball. He's been really trying to get these offensive rebounds. But an important one because he drew 𝔍𝔞𝔪�'s 4th personal foul.
10 points, 5 rebounds, hard-earned stats for Giancarlo 𝔍𝔞𝔪�. Make that 11 points. Still a 1-possession game. A split at the line for 𝔍𝔞𝔪�. Coming up on 7 minutes left in this ball game. Roma is being shadowed by Esperanza. Ball is now in the hands of UC. Elijah, backhand layup is foiled. And ball will stay with NU with 4 seconds left.
And again, who was there for the help defense? It was JC 𝔍𝔞𝔪�. It just has impact in this ball game for the Baby Falcons. It's something that they missed in that second quarter.
And 5-foul, loses the leather. Esperanza has it. Esperanza beats out Akowe, and they're all tied up here with 6:48 remaining.
We have a ball game.
A 12-0 blast by Adamson, and we're all tied up at 61. Akowe, that ball goes out of bounds, much to the delight of the Adamson crowd.
And the crowd is loving it. Offense to defense there for the Baby Falcons. As we look at that, getting a stop into this fast break by Esperanza. Beating 𝔍𝔞𝔪� in that play, and then on the other end, they doubled 𝔍𝔞𝔪�, forcing him to drop the ball down, and it eventually hit his knees. And possession goes to the Baby Falcons.
5 turnovers. And we've been pointing that out for most of the second half because that has been the story for the Bullpups.
And the Baby Falcons feed off these turnovers. 13 to 6 points of turnovers, and just like that, Vince Reyes also adding up to that run. 14-0 run right now for Adamson.
And Reyes, that was a tough basket over Akowe. Now Adamson with the 2-point lead, 63-61, 6 minutes left. Alpanta, one shot does not work. Reyes secures the rebound. Esperanza out to Reyes. Reyes all day to shoot. Got it to go!
Wow. What a time for Vince Reyes to come alive here. 5-0 run care of just Vince Reyes, but more than that, it adds up to a total of 17-0 run for the Adamson Baby Falcons.
And a timeout on the floor. Adamson crowd in
Point deficit against the Bullpups.
we were wondering how would the #1 team respond, and now they respond in a big way in the last 4.5 minutes.
And that championship experience is starting to kick in for the Baby Falcons.
Gonzalita versus Akoe. Alfanta decides to pass. Cartel, the three. Cartel is bumped. And a chance for three for Chad Cartel.
What a lucky bounce for Chad Cartel, but more than that, it was that side step that got everyone up there, and that's why he was able to draw that foul. Look at that. That Pinoy step against Gonzalita.
So now the metal of the Bullpups are being tested. All the momentum was on their side. They were up by 10. But what changed the most here for Adamson?
It was just them really wanting it more on defense, really moving their legs, help defense, double recoveries, and they did it so perfectly in that last stretch. And also they were running against the Bullpups.
And you know, the Baby Falcons love converting those miscues into turnover points. So that was a 3-point game, 66-63. Just as we are about to hit the halfway mark here in the fourth. Reyes is feeling it, can't find the bottom of the net there. It's that matchup once again, Gonzalita versus Akoe. And he is slapped hard by Gonzalita. Bullpups asking for a sportsmanlike foul.
One-on-one, but Akoe is just too strong there against Gonzalita, and that's why Gonzalita had to give that what they call a duty foul sometimes to just prevent that easy basket.
Our officials are double checking that will deem on a sportsmanlike foul. And for Akoe, his right shoulder, right arm has been bothering him ever since he took that hard fall early in the third. And what a trooper he has been, stayed in the ball game. And now referees are checking if that is just a regular foul or was that too much?
And we have the staff of the Bullpups icing up that right shoulder for Collins Akoe right now as we have the referees reviewing that last play.
Akoe is just 18 years old. Started playing basketball during the pandemic, and now he is one of the stars of NU. And that was just a regular foul slapped on JC Gonzalita.
But also, it's JC Gonzalita's fourth personal foul. Back-to-back fouls for him in the last two possessions of the Bullpups.
Gonzalita has been the main defender of Akoe. So now that huge challenge will fall on Vince Reyes. I asked Vince Reyes, ano pakiramdam na kalaban mo, 𝔐𝔬𝔬? Napangiti na lang siya eh. He said, with players like 𝔐𝔬𝔬, sometimes you don't think about the now, you don't think about the pain, you think about all that tomorrow. Bukas pa rin isipin yung sakit.
I'm sure the adrenaline and also the will to just want to win the game overpowers the pain.
And also the respect that the opponents are giving 𝔐𝔬𝔬, right?
I mean, opponents people will often think, or the viewers might think, that he's just big. But you gotta see the way he moves, the way he positions himself, the way he catches the ball and make the basket. But speaking of making baskets, Vince Reyes coming out alive in this fourth quarter. What a three-point shot over 𝔐𝔬𝔪 in that play.
Now here is Reyes guarding 𝔐𝔬𝔪. Two defenders on 𝔐𝔬𝔪. And Adamson, can they complete the steal? No, they cannot. 𝔐𝔬𝔪 has 4 personal fouls. He can't afford to have an offensive foul. Reyes up to 16 points now. Coming off a 23-point performance. And he looks gassed.
He's been banging bodies with 𝔐𝔬𝔪 together with JZ Bonzalida. I'm sure he's exhausted. And to your point, he's definitely going to feel the pain tomorrow. But don't mind that, because they're inching closer with a 4-point lead right now.
So 𝔐𝔬𝔪 has to be careful. He has 26 points right now, and you can't afford to have him off the floor. So an offensive foul. My apologies, that was 𝔐𝔬𝔪's 5th foul. So that is a huge development. No 𝔐𝔬𝔪 with 4 minutes left. Garcia looking to take over. Bullpups are in the doghouse right now without their MVP candidate. Who will step up for them? Is it UC? UC can't find the angle.
That's big. Without 𝔐𝔬𝔪, it's really going to be a question on who the NU Bullpups will go to for their offense.
Medina, Reyes. Esperanza has 5 on the shot clock, looking to get busy. Esperanza, 50-looking layup is good.
What about Esperanza? He had 0 points in that first half, but right now he's making a huge impact.
And here he is, comes up with the steal. Medina, 2-on-1 pass fake to 𝔐𝔬𝔪. But wait, an offensive foul slapped on the pass by Medina.
And wow, how smart was that for UC to know that there's momentum? But let's watch this play first by Esperanza, just using that speed advantage against Palanca in that play, and also forcing that turnover against Lagotongas. But sadly, it led to an offensive foul by Medina. But that was a great anticipation on the part of UC in that fast break play.
So that basket was no good for Adamson. It's still 71-65. Back, free throw line jumper is off. Medina looking to push. Bonzalida is back in. He has no 𝔐𝔬𝔪 to guard. Garcia sees an opening, goes all the way, and then he was stopped by the Bullpups defense. Oh, that pass was read perfectly by Bonzalida.
Wow. I was impressed in that play. Bonzalida was pressuring a guard on the backcourt, and he forced the turnover.
Esperanza, they call him the LaMelo Ball because of his nifty passes and fine drives.
Just like that instance, right on 𝔬𝔪𝔪. And right now, Esperanza has 5 assists across his name.
Esperanza, lit up social media. He went viral because, he plays like the Melo Ball. They call him Pomelo Ball in TikTok spaces, YouTube spaces, and he's showing us why.
I mean, with fine passes, just like that. Really. And also, he had a lot of those ball screens and those nifty passes to his big men.
A miss on the line for Reyes. You see Joem sa banda saying, isa lang. Reyes, isa lang na for Vince Reyes. We have a stoppage on the court. We have a timeout. 72-65, 2:16 left. Adamson president is loving the effort of his team. They're now up 72-65. What a turnout it has been for the Baby Falcons here in the latter part of the third and in the fourth.
Gotta give credit to their defense, and the moment 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰 fouled out, they had this added boost into their energy, you know, really pressing, forcing turnovers against the Bullpups.
If you've just joined us, 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰 has fouled out in the 4-minute mark in the fourth. 2 minutes left here in game number 1. Medina comes up with the steal. Esperanza back out. 2 players on the backcourt, Alfanta and Reyes. They're both okay. Esperanza looking to make his move. Esperanza back out. Reyes. Patented jumper is off. And a much needed jumper from Chad Cartel. That was a 3-pointer to make this just a 4-point game.
An answered prayer for the Bullpups to end the run by the Baby Falcons. And could Chad Cartel be the solution to the offense of the Bullpups?
Esperanza looks up at the time. He says, I'll take care of it. Esperanza to Garcia. Garcia has to get busy. Garcia fakes out and ends up with Ponzarita. But that is a shot clock violation.
Oh, that was amazing defense exhibited there by the Bullpups.
That quarter scoring, Reyes has tied NU all by his lonesome with 9 points.
And with his efforts, the Baby Falcons are currently enjoying a 4-point lead with a little over 1 minute remaining.
Reyes has checking who touched it last. The ball will go to NU. They are down by 4, a minute left. Someone has to step up for the Bullpups. Here it was Cartel. Cartel can go back-to-back hits. Leans a little bit closer, too strong, gets his own miss. There's scramble underneath. Who's up for the miss? two sorry misses for AdU.
That would have been big to bring it down to a one-possession ball game.
Adamson looking for the dagger here. 10 on the shot clock. They go to their leader, Garcia. Esperanza. Out to Medina. The dagger. Bullseye!
What a dagger by Earl Medina. And that may have been it for the NU Bulldogs for this ball game as they his teammate and Earl Medina, one of their best three-point shooters, hitting that dagger against the NU Bulldogs.
And what a display of resilience in the second half for Adamson. Earl Medina up to 12 points now. And 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢 has had to sit out the last 4 minutes because he's fouled out. And Adamson has lit it up from deep here in the fourth quarter. 4 out of 7 after going 2 for 14 in the first 3 quarters.
That's what, I mean, again, after eliminations, they're the #1 3-point field goal shooting percentage team in the UAAP Juniors Division, and it's just showing right now in the fourth quarter. What a time.
Referees are double-checking defensive last. But going back to your point, sometimes, you know, that's what you have to do. If you're missing your shot, just keep shooting, right? Trust your shot.
Right, I mean, you've been working years, you know, making those shots, so doesn't mean that if you miss some, you gotta stop taking them. I mean, you just gotta find the right opportunity and still keep that confidence in you.
What a tremendous job by JC Bonsalida, Vince Reyes, and the rest of the Baby Falcons in guarding that guy on your screens, right on cue, 𝔍𝔞𝔪�. It has been a collective effort trying to slow him down. And he still ended up with 26 points, 11 rebounds. It was hard-earned points for the MVP frontrunner.
That's right, and you can see in his face that he gave it his all, unfortunately, just fouling out. And you see that sadness in him that he's not on the floor to try to help his team win in this last few minutes.
Father Adrian Suwan watching and recording the last few seconds here. The Baby Falcons are about to take game #1. Heitel doesn't get it to drop. And Adamson is just 8 seconds away from getting game #1. And for this score, this is huge because they did not win any finals games last season against the Baby Tamaraws.
Right, and finally, aside from having experience in playing in the championship, this time around, they have an experience in winning in the championship game, so that's going to be big coming into game #2.
And to reiterate your point about getting game 1, the last 6 editions of UAAP High School Basketball, the winner of game 1 went on to win game 2.
That's right, and it's a big confidence booster. And this time around, on the flip side, for the losing team, that's added pressure because your backs are against the wall.
Down to the last 5 seconds as UC converts on the jumper. And Esperanza will play catch. And that will do it. Their final 77-71. Baby Falcons take game number 1.
What a game we had here today. What a way to kickstart the championship series between both teams. And you gotta give a lot of credit to both of them. They played one hell of a ball game. And just the quarter scoring is just a seesaw battle. First quarter going to the Adamson, next 2 quarters to the NU. But it's the fourth quarter where it matters.